It's Thursday afternoon, October 28th, 2010, and we're going to look at the S&P action today, brought to you by freechartvideos.com, using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own due diligence and make investment decisions that are suitable for your financial situation. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm just a guy that draws lines on charts. Here's a 4-day chart looking at 4 days of the S&P. And you'll know if you've looked at the previous videos that we were in a descending channel for 3 days. Tagged the bottom of that channel really twice yesterday. Made this little double bottom. Came up, ended the day yesterday in breakout territory. If you go back and listen to that video, you'll recall that I said that there was a possibility that we could gap up in the morning, which we did, but to expect a back test on this line. Now what I didn't know was that we were going to get one, two, really we were going to test that line very strongly all day long, almost. So let's look at just today's action. And by the way, I'm going to do something here. Let me put a horizontal line right where that broke out. I've got a reason for doing this, and let's make it an interesting color. Let's just make it yellow. Alright, let's look at a 2-minute chart. Here's today's action, and there's a couple things I want you to see. First off, you can see this first back test really behaved beautifully. I was thinking when we hit here, I said, okay, there it is, and now we're good to go. But when I saw how steep this decline was, I thought, I'm thinking this is just going to retrace that. We're going to have to go back and test this level again. We went lower, lower again, a little, not quite so low, and then we moved up. Those of you who are astute observers will recognize this little tiny pattern here as an inverted head and shoulders. And I want you to look at the chart while I'm talking about some other things and see if you see anything else that looks kind of like that. But as we got through the day, probably by the time we were around 11:30 or 12 o'clock, I'd started to draw some lines here across these peaks, thinking, I bet when we break that line, we're going to be in pretty good shape. If we don't, then we're going to trade back into this pattern. So certainly it was my hope that that we take that line out. So we ended up with a descending wedge pattern, didn't we? And it did break out. Now what's funny is, why did I draw this yellow line? Well, because that descending wedge pattern, the apex, lines up almost exactly with where this double bottom broke out. I don't know why it is, but if you look at a lot of charts that have these wedge type patterns in them, it is absolutely amazing how often the apex ends up being the point of a previous breakout or even the point of a future area of strong support. It's just uncanny. Again, I'm not saying you should trade on that, but it's just something kind of fun to locate on the chart, because it really happens quite often. So let's see. Did you find that pattern I was mentioning? Let me point it out. And it's not a perfect one. We got another inverted head and shoulders right here. Left shoulder, head with the little pattern in the head. Right shoulder, tried to break out, came back into the pattern, then did break out later in the day, and looks like it was wanting to come back for a neckline test near the close. I suspect there will be some downward pressure to start off in the morning to test this neckline. There's no guarantee that it holds, but you might, before you panic, you might take a look at this line right here and say, well, if it does get down below the neckline, let's see if it bounces at around 180, 170. So anyway, that's kind of the chart as it ended up today. And I will remind you of the big picture. Remember, we've got this huge inverted head and shoulders that took 5 months to form, the target of which is between 1240 and 1250. So far, we're still on target. And I'm missing a line in my chart. Well, never mind. There's also a bottom line in this channel. I'm going to stick it in there because that just bugs me. There we go. There's my missing line. I must have accidentally erased it. So that's where we stand at the close on October 28th. Please, when you get a chance, I would really appreciate it if you would go by the website, check out the links and resources we've got there, and read the little closing report. It's basically a recap of what I'm saying here, but I hope you enjoy the website. Tell your friends and buddies, and take care. Good trading to you tomorrow.